What's up, YouTubers? It's me, Jaguar Productions, doing a movie review on Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, just before we start, just wanted to let you know that since the Deadpool and Wolverine movie came out a couple months ago, I'm just gonna keep my thoughts on this movie review brief. Since I know you probably have your thoughts on it too. Now, just to start, I thought that I really loved Deadpool and Wolverine. That was my most anticipated film of this year, and I don't think I'm the only one saying that, personally. I really thought that Deadpool and Wolverine was really great, considering that it's the first MCU movie to be rated R. Like how you have Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Really, I thought it was great. I really liked how it had started out. With Deadpool desecrating Logan's grave, digging it up, his body, using his skeletons as weapons against the TVA agents. Really, I thought that's something like Deadpool to do. Not to mention that while he's fighting them, he's dancing to that song, Bye Bye Bye. Deadpool and Wolverine was the reason why I liked that song. I really thought it was very cool. And I also thought it was nice how he was also using his claws as well. Wow. And I also kind of liked how he did the exposition too. After that, in the first film, kind of starts out with Deadpool applying to be an Avenger. With how applying an Avenger with Happy Hogan does, but it's kind of cool, funny. Not to mention later on, he's living his life as a normal guy with a job with Peter. He's having a birthday party. He gets visited by the TVA, and he's given it a chance to go into the MCU. But the only thing is, the universe is dying, so he tries to fix that. Okay, wow. So yeah. Not to mention with how later on you find different variants of Wolverine to replace the Wolverine in his universe because of a thing called anger beings. Okay. And it was kind of cool seeing all those Wolverine variants. You had Patch Wolverine, Apocalypse Wolverine, Comic Accurate Wolverine, an old man Logan, Crucified Logan. Not to mention Henry Cavill as Wolverine. That was a very funny cameo appearance. Someone once said on YouTube saying that Henry Cavill would make a good Wolverine, and I guess that person was right. So yeah. Not to mention and of course later speaking, anyway, not to mention Deadpool eventually found himself a Wolverine, which is said to be the worst one because he failed his X-Men. And it was not to mention how later on they're in the void fighting each other. You get Wolverine in his accurate comic suit. That was very cool. Plus later on when you meet, it was also kind of funny seeing Chris Evans as Human Torch again. Well, I never saw him. The live action Fantastic Four film, so this is the first for me. It was funny seeing him again as Human Torch since he did play that character before Captain America. It was also kind of cool. Also, it's kind of interesting later on that you get to the hideout where it turns out to be Ant-Man's body, and Wolverine and Deadpool meet Cassandra Nova. Not to mention later on after escape Goliath, they meet a Deadpool variant called Nice Pool and Dogpool, and when they get into a car, they fight it out. It's a very funny scene. One of my coworkers last night told me that they liked that part. I can understand. I kind of liked it too. Not to mention later on with how you get to where Deadpool and Wolverine meet Elektra, Blade, X-23, and Gambit. It was kind of cool seeing those four, especially Gambit. That's arguably my favorite cameo in the movie. Channing Tatum as Gambit, very awesome, very nice. It was cool seeing Wesley Snipes as well, of course, yeah. And of course later on you get to have the final battle with Deadpool and Wolverine, getting back to the Fox universe. Of course, where they have to come across, where they're about to fight a bunch of Deadpool variants, and you get that awesome moment where Wolverine wears his mask. Very cool to see that. I remember being in the theater with my brother when that happened. The whole crowd was cheering. I was cheering too, but on the inside. So, not to mention, and of course you had that cool battle with Deadpool and Wolverine versus all the Deadpool variants. It was very cool to see that, especially with that awesome pose they did. And of course you get to the part where Wolverine and Deadpool are at the machine. Deadpool keeps Wolverine out of the room, because Deadpool's about to sacrifice himself, but then Deadpool's struggling to like reach the other cord of the device. But luckily, Wolverine comes in and helps him. And as they're holding hands, Wolverine's shirt gets shredded off from touching the cord machine. And of course, you have that cool song, like a prayer. Like, it was very cool hearing that. Like, that was a very touching moment between those two, especially as they're fighting Cassandra as she's about to destroy the entire multiverse. Like, that felt like a very touching moment between Wolverine and Deadpool. And like in the end, with Wolverine and Deadpool, they save the day. The Paradox guy gets arrested, and you know, all's well ends well. Like, really, I really loved Deadpool and Wolverine. I think that's probably the best movie I've seen this year, and I can bet a lot of people will say that too. Like, really, I mean, even though that may be the only MCU film to come out this year, but it was really good. Like, everything about it was great. The cameos, the action sequences, the comedy moments, you know, the rated R stuff. Like, I guess my only gripe is that you didn't get to see any of the X-Men actors in it, like the original actors for Jean Grey, Storm, and Cyclops, not to mention Professor X and Magneto. Like, I remember rumors saying it would have them in the movie. There was also a rumor saying that Ben Affleck would be in there as Daredevil, but I mean, other than that, it was a very good movie. Other than the X-Men actors thing, the only other thing I would change was giving maybe a little longer runtime, you know? But other than that, I really love Deadpool and Wolverine, and on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 9.5. Like, 9.5. That's what I give it. No questions asked, so yeah. So for my next review will be on Quiet Place Day 1 and Inside Out 2. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos by Jaguar Productions. Peace.